friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I'm going to be going through the series September bingo board with you that I've created with my friend Sarah at Sarah's Nightstand for series September. And I'm going to go through each of the prompts and tell you what book I have picked out for that prompt. Will I read all of these? The chances are very slim to none that will happen, but I'm very hopeful that I will get a bunch of these read. A few of them will finish out series for me or get me a little bit further along. None of these are starters. These are all going to be second and further books in the series. So I'm not planning on starting any new series this time around for series September. I just want to make some progress in some series. So I do have the bingo board here. This year, Sarah and I just chose a bunch of genres, and you can interpret that however you want to. You can literally choose a book that's in those genres, or you can make it work in some form or fashion. Use your imagination. I have some that will match the genre and some that won't, so you might get some ideas based on the books that I chose. But starting from the top corner, we're just going to go row by row. For a mystery book, I have A Mystery. Mirror Lake is the third book in the Shady Hollow series. I'm very interested in continuing this series. I really love these woodland creatures. I'm getting to know them a little more, and I'm very curious to see what this third book is going to bring. Very excited to continue Mirror Lake. For historical fiction, I'm going with a series that I have started quite a long time ago, and I haven't read from this series in about a year or more. I think maybe it was last series September that I read the last book, so it feels like it's been too long. It's ancient history, and that is the Armand Gamache mystery series by Louise Penny. The next book that I'm on is A Great Reckoning, which I believe is book 12, maybe 13. And I don't know anything about this one, but we will continue to follow Armand Gamache and Jean-Guy and the wonderful characters in Three Pines. This one does take place in Three Pines, which I'm excited for. Hopefully, I will continue on with this series. For sci-fi fantasy, I do have a sci-fi fantasy book, and it's the sequel to Skyward, which I just recently read in August. So I'm very excited to continue with Star Sight and follow Spence's journey. I ended up really loving Skyward, and I'm very curious to see what happens from there. Skyward was a Patreon book club book for me, and we had such a good discussion about it. And so I'm very, very eager to continue with that series. In row 2, we start off with contemporary, and I do have a contemporary book for that. And it's a pretty chunky book, but it will complete a series for me, and that is Frederick Bachman's book, The Winners. This is the last book in the Beartown series, which I started years ago, and this book has been out for over a year, and it's about time that I finally finish it. So I'm going to go ahead and read The Winners. Thankfully, I've been told that I don't need to go back and read the first ones again, because this does a great job of kind of recapping at the beginning and getting you back into this group of people and this town. I'm very hopeful that I can read this one and knock out a series completely. I'm pretty sure I have this on audio, so that will be helpful. The middle is free space, so I can read any book in any series. I'm not picking one right now because there are a number of other series on my shelves that I'm in the middle of that I might pick up a book in one of those series for free space, or I might just let it be a free space and not read anything because I have a lot of books that I want to get to in September. And then we have romance, and I'm not reading a book in a romance series. I had a couple series I could start that were romance series, but I didn't want to start a new series. Oh, you know what I might do though? I might read The Rule Book, which is a sequel to The Cheat Sheet. That's not on my series list, so I wasn't thinking about that when I picked these. But a book that I absolutely loved and was on my favorites of the year last year was Amari and the Night Brothers. So it's in this romance spot because I loved it so much. So why not continue the series with the second book, Amari and the Great Game. This is by B.B. Alston. It's a middle grade fantasy book. Amari goes on a hunt to find her brother, gets caught up in a magical school, a magical world that she didn't know anything about at the beginning of the first book. I'm very eager to continue this series. I really, really loved the first one. I loved the writing. I loved the character. I loved the story. So it counts as a romance because I really loved it. And then our final row starts off with horror. And for horror, This is not a horror book, but I'm horrified that I still haven't finished this. I'm still about halfway through. And I started this book, I don't know, June, maybe even May. It's been way too long, and I just haven't sat down to finish this book. This is a priority for me. If I don't read anything else, I will complete Words of Radiance in September. I'm committing to that right now. I'm horrified that I haven't finished that book yet. Holy moly. For middle grade, I'm going to be finishing another series with The One and Only Family. This is a middle grade series. Starts with The One and Only Ivan, and then we have The One and Only Bob and The One and Only Ruby, and now The One and Only Family, where Ivan is going to have a little baby chimp. I'm very excited to read this. These are books that are written in verse, and they have adorable illustrations. So this one will not take me very long, and it's overdue at the library, and there's holds on it. I need to read it ASAP. And finally, we have a thriller. I don't remember how the ending of the first book was, if it landed on a cliffhanger or not. So I don't know if this actually fits the thriller prompt, but I'm hopeful. I'm thrilled to be getting to it. I really like Margaret Peterson Haddix, and this is The Deceivers, which is the second book in the Greystone Secrets. The first one was The Strangers, and I really enjoyed that one. And it was pretty thrilling and fast-paced, and not thrilling as in lives were in danger, but thrilling as in, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? What's going on here? And so I'm very eager to continue this series and maybe read book 2 and book 3 and finish it right out. That would be awesome. So here are 8 books in series that I would absolutely love to get to in the month of September. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Some of them are pretty quick though, and I can find a bunch of them on audio, which will be super helpful. I do have a car ride driving back from New York in just a couple days. I'm currently in New York when you're watching this. So I will be able to listen to some on audio at that point, but we'll see. We'll see what I can actually get to, but I just wanted to pick a book for each prompt and kind of keep it out on my shelves. So these will be my priority choices for series September. I would love to hear if you're participating. Are you hoping to like binge through a whole series? Are you going to use the bingo board, or are you just going to pick up one book that's in a series? All of those options work 100% for series September. I would love to hear what your plans are and what you hope to read. Thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me today. I really appreciate you and all of your support for me and my channel. I love having you here. Let's chat in the comments below, and I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.